One, two, three, in the place to be. I'm your host, Adam Mill. To the right, left from me is.
Because the governor.
Bizzle, you already know what's up.
And we have a special friend, special guest, Jammer One
What's
on
up?
the mic. Man, let me say this. We may have you as a regular here, man. Seriously, it's just the chemistry and the last time you how can I put this? You plucked a lot of feathers, man, on the last one with the producer thing. I mean, you had a lot of producers in the comments, wannabe producers in the comments, and somebody called this pack of dumb bums or something like that, and whole bunch of hate. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh man, yeah.
shout out, shout out to all the haters, the first time subscribers, the first and last time subscribers, the new subscribers. Peace to you all. We welcome all challenges. We welcome the love and the hate. Let's get it in. Let's get it on. All right. So what's the first topic, fellas? Gov?
Trump and the drug dealer, right?
Yep. I'm gonna play a little clip. We do not own the rights to this clip. So it's basically we're gonna react to what he's saying. Here you go.
So what do you mean no problem? We have a zero tolerance policy. What does that mean? That means if we catch a drug dealer, death penalty. That's it. And they don't have a problem. Now, remember this. If somebody goes and shoots somebody or kills somebody, they go away for life and they can even get the death penalty, right? One person. They shoot one person, they get the death penalty. They shoot one person, kill some person, knife one person, the person dies. They get maybe the death penalty or maybe life in prison, no parole, right? Okay? A drug dealer will kill 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 people during the course of his or her life. Thousands of people are killed or their lives are destroyed, their families are destroyed. So you can kill thousands of people and go to jail for 30 days. They catch a drug dealer, they don't even put him in jail. Think of it. You kill one person, you get the death penalty.
All right.
In many states.
All right, enough of that. All right. This one I'm gonna do because I know I can talk a whole lot. I'm gonna let y'all go first on the panel, and then I'm gonna give my last. Give my last final comments on this. There's a lot of layers to peel back. I try not to get too heavy on it. The war on drugs, dealing with World War II, Contras, the propaganda against minorities, particularly Afro-American and Latino communities. I don't think I heard Obama mention nothing like this, right? This man got more kahunas than Obama when it comes down to this type of stuff. And we all know that, I'm gonna let y'all cook, but we all know who the laws are mainly against, and who's gonna suffer more from these laws. So, Gov, I'm gonna let you go first, then I'm gonna let Jim and Juan go, and then I'm gonna let Quan Bizzle go, and I'm gonna give you my final thoughts. While y'all do that, I'm gonna make some coffee real quick.
I say it's a dangerous line to go down, because even if you want to be, I'm quote unquote, I love the law and everything's anti-crime. You want to be, that's what he's talking on. But the danger that goes to this, even against his own constituents, his own base, like among his base are the NRA. So it's easy for someone to say, well, the gun manufacturers, the fact that they had it and these guns are killing so many people, you know what I mean? We should hold them the same type of accountability that you're holding this drug dealer to. You're gonna hold him to the death penalty. Why don't you hold the gun manufacturer? Or when you can think about the Health United, the CEO, the same thing with him. When you're over there withholding health care from people and you're putting them in harm's way in that type of a way, are you saying that they should be responsible for the death penalty? So when you start to go down this slope, he's going down a very dangerous slope by trying to, I understand what he's trying to do as far as he thinks he can stop the flow of fentanyl and all that type of stuff. But at the same time, when you're starting to introduce the death penalty for that, like as if the drug dealer is responsible for all the other deaths that these other individuals, you know what I mean, on their own time. You know what I mean? So it's a slippery slope to do that. I don't. I highly. I mean, I hope that people with some sense of, even if you are a fan of his, I hope that like some sense of kick in and say, hold on, that's too much. That's too far.
That's crazy. Just judging by the clip, it sounded like a rich guy who's out of touch. You know, it sounded like a rich guy who watched too many crime things on TV and was like, "Oh my gosh, these terrible drug dealers."
Right.
You know, it seems like if you really want to stop the drug problem, and this is a different kind of take, is you could legalize it. You could legalize the drugs. You know what I mean? If you really want to stop it. But throwing people in jail forever is totally ridiculous. Jail's supposed to be for rehabilitation, not you don't like selling drugs and talking about drug dealers kill thousands of people. Where'd he get that from? That's what I'm saying. It sounds like he was watching TV and got something. No, they sell drugs to people, right?
Right.
They're not shoving drugs down people's throat. They just making the drugs available. I mean, you're not supposed to do that. That's illegal. But drug dealers aren't like serial killers. They're not tracking people down to harm them. The people buying the drugs come to them, you know? So to want to put a death penalty on a drug dealer is ridiculous. You got to put other things out there to make people not want to sell drugs, you know? Give them more money when they get a job or something. I don't know. You know, jobs. Shoot. Make it worth your while. You know what I'm saying? Education. Stop selling poison in the community. And when they say drug dealers, right, I automatically think black people are selling all the drugs, which is bad on my part, because I lived in the suburbs and and it was white boys out there selling drugs to other white boys. And we don't be talking about that. I wonder if he's going to throw those white boys in jail and give them the death penalty.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because I would think it's got to be. I understand you're talking about on the level of we're the ones that's shipping the boat with the ships and helicopters and all that type of level. Maybe they on that level. I don't know, but see, they talking about drug dealers, and I'm thinking like Tyrone and the rest of them. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
They get the drugs. They getting the drugs from the cartels. What about the cartels?
So is that who's
you know what I'm saying?
Right? Because I wonder what level.
That may just play into the migration thing where he says the worst of the worst that came over here from the prisons and all that type of stuff. Juan Bez, what you think real quick? Then I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on
it. I agree with Gov and Jem really on this. I feel like personally, you know, for people my age, you know, that are in that type of life and they're selling drugs and stuff like that, there's no room to give them a second chance, and just to lock them away and give them the death penalty, you know, is I would say there's no room for a lesson. There's no room to inspire people, to help people, to let people know that there's another way out there. You know what I mean? I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to bring fear, and hopefully if people, you know, think, okay, I'm going to get a death penalty if I get caught, and then, you know, it will stop them. But, you know, just like Jam said, you know, putting more jobs opportunities out there, genuinely trying to go into these communities and help them and show them like there is money out here to be made genuinely. I feel like that would be the better option than just to kill them off, because it just seems like they're trying to, you know, kill us.
Yeah, they just trying to get some money, man, to live their life. They want to live their lives. You know, they don't sell drugs to people because they want to hurt people. They sell it because it's an available option. And it's not always easy to find a job that can support, you know, like even a mid-tier lifestyle or a middle-class lifestyle, you know? Like, it's hard out here.
Yeah.
And I'm not a drug dealer at all, but
and then
like,
and throw
it's
that
hard.
And then add this into the mix. police departments, they depending on federal money for this. You know what I mean? If you got rid of the if you got rid of the drug problem in your city, why would they continue to give you money to fight it?
Right. Yep.
So they got to manage it. Naturally, I would think we're just going to control it, just have like a controlled, managed process of it. We need to have a certain amount of a drug trade in order for us to keep the federal money coming in.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? Like, it's so many different avenues that come from the drug trade.
Right.
I'm glad you put that out there because that's another. That's a whole other thing. It's one of the reasons why they don't stop the drug trade altogether. They could stop it if they want to.
Industry all around it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Like same way, you got a sports team coming to town, right? You think the sports team, they not the only one to get paid. You got the vendors that come out to the event, they getting paid.
Right.
All the bars and all the restaurants nearby, or the days of the games, they getting paid. There's a whole industry. There's industries surrounding the industry. So it's the same thing with the streets. Other industries surrounding that same industry too, and they getting paid. Lawyers loving it. They get to be the defense attorneys. They getting.
Yep.
Where's that money go when they make the seizures?
Well,
They burn it.
This is my take on it. I'm trying not to go down a rabbit hole, but it's something I discussed with my daughter day before yesterday when we had this discussion. And I told her, what if they killed Malcolm Little before he became Malcolm X? Let's think about it.
Yep.
A lot of our heroes in our culture and our race did not come from humble beginnings. They came from criminal backgrounds. And what if their lives were cut short? That means we would have been cut short of greatness. Now, me being a fellow supporter of Sharia law due to my faith, I clearly do not understand Sharia law 100%. And even in those countries where they practice Sharia law, a lot of those countries produce what? Heroin.
Wow.
Now, I see what he's trying to do. And I see, how can I put it? If you do the research on World War II, dealing with the Contras and how they was funding for guns in exchange with drugs coming into the country, and the CIA dealing with what happened in LA with Rick Ross, so forth and so forth. And I'm just going through the surface of it. And who they were targeting. They were targeting blacks and minorities, like blacks and browns, Latinos, Mexicans and stuff.
Right.
And the crime, if you got caught with crack cocaine in 1986, was different from if a white guy got caught with crack cocaine.
Right.
You got caught, I don't know the exact numbers offhand, if you can Google it, but just say if you got caught with 2 grams of crack cocaine, you may not never see the sun again for about 15, 20 years. Where a white guy gets smacked on the wrist, he'll get a stat for a year, probably probation or whatever the case may be. The laws does not apply to them the same. So when I hear this guy saying this, it's like Trump is part of a machine that is focused and gun-ho on destroying blacks. Let's get that clear. He's part of a machine that's gun-ho on destroying black people. No matter if you like some of his policies or not, he is part of that machine in Washington that never, ever favored us. In the Constitution, still to the day.
Yep.
And since they landed on, I guess, Plymouth Rock. So when they brought drugs into the community, right, you get the positive and negatives behind it. The positive is, okay, a lot of blacks were doing bad, so, let's sell crack. Let's make a lot of money, right? But at the same time, you broken family, the family structure. The mother's on drugs, she's prostituting. Your teacher's on drugs. The father's left the house. He got gunned down. He went to jail. You get what I'm saying? There's an embarrassment in the community. A community that was so tight-knit in the civil rights movement and dealing with the Black Panthers. And you see how they crumbled. behind this substance and how it ruined the communities. So when Mr. Trump says these things, who are you gunning for, sir? When you live in a land that's not based on equal rights and opportunity. Is that another way to get rid of us? COVID couldn't do it. Not fast enough. Niggas been around on this over 400 years and we ain't gone nowhere. When would it get that through their skull? And I think, Jammer, you said something about things being legalized. Let's go back to Prohibition when alcohol was illegal. And the mobsters and the Italians were killing each other.
Yeah, man, if they really wanted to get rid of the whole drug issue, they could easily do that. Just simply by legalizing everything. You know?
Yep.
Easily. That would probably create more jobs.
Yeah. Especially if you go to school for like pharmaceuticals or whatever.
When you think of the long run, when you think of it in the long run, like people probably wouldn't even want those drugs no more, because they would be able to see the tragedies that those drugs cause. Like, we can see the tragedies now, but if those things were legalized, people probably, and like future generations probably wouldn't even mess with the stuff. You know, it'd be like cigarettes. Like, why are you smoking that? You know it's going to kill you.
But we still do. But cigarettes,
some people,
remain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess,
but you know, like cigarettes now in 2025 aren't what they were in 1960, 1970. You know what I mean? Like, you turn on TV, you see people smoking cigarettes.
It was
you know, yeah, it was a thing. Like, that's not really what it is now. Like, marijuana is a thing now.
Right.
But let's use our imaginations and play devil's advocate. Suppose a law like this actually passes, and if you get caught selling drugs, you get put to death. Like, what do y'all think the results of something like that would be?
Oh, I think a lot of who would get caught. You know what I mean? I'm saying who would actually get stuck with that penalty, I think will be us, will be the majority.
Yeah, it would be a lot of black men, man, a lot of black people. I wonder what that would look like, though. Like, do you think it would? Do you think it might solve the problem? I don't think it would solve the problem at all, but
it might just make it more violent.
Eventually, this is how I put it. Good, because when you travel abroad, right? Again, I was in Morocco, and what drug they had in Morocco? Quiche or something like that.
That's what I was looking that up.
So, yeah, so it will. That's all right. Let's say the drugs at 100%. Once a law like that passes, it would drop down far as in the public eye to like 30%. It's still there, but it's underground. You get what I'm saying? So you would have to go through extensive, like you would have to be on some type of spy type stuff to get the drug.
Prices will go way up.
Like 5 people had to give you 1 dime bag of quiche or something like that. Like, you can't just be open in the street and door, because if they see it, then that you get what I'm saying? So before I lose train of thought, I do want to say one thing though. What if drugs get planted on people? You know, drugs do get planted on people. Like, they get
drugs get planted on people all the time.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me that? And then you got to look at the criminal system. Like, the judges is not in our favor. You know what I'm saying? So many innocent people get put to death. So I don't know, bro. I mean, I think that it would be a shock, like anything new in society, because let's just keep it real. Before, it was one point in time in this country that you would get hung and put to death for certain things, and then they lighten a lot of stuff up. And I think that too much smacking on the wrist that's made people go, wow. I'll tell you a quick story real quick. 2 years ago, I went to go visit my mother-in-law to go pick her up. And I went on my old neighborhood on York Road in Northeast Baltimore. And, you know, I went to go get like a cheesesteak, something actually a breakfast sandwich, but they were closed, right? And the cops were sitting right in middle of the block, watching these young dudes go hand in hand, 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I called up
They
my
don't care
people.
no more.
Yeah, I called up my people. So I was like, yo, back in the 90s, you had to play cat and mouse. It was a strategic game. He said, man, as long as they don't kill each other, they good.
That's what the police said, or your
No, that's what my people said. Because you got certain people got ears to the street. He said, man, as long as they not killing each other, they're good. I said, wow, it became lawless like that.
Yeah. Shoot,
So
I lived on Penn North a few years ago. Man, and it goes down over. Y'all know it goes down over there. And the police is right there. The Metro Police there, and then the city police be around there. They don't care. They still be doing their thing. I'm like, what part of the game is this?
Yes, it's crazy.
Because we from the 90s. We never, like, the dude selling drugs in the 90s used to be, what I mean? They give you like the handshake and pretend like they dad you up.
You had to be slick with it.
Yeah.
You probably had to get your drugs a block away.
Yeah.
Pat you down and everything. Now it's just the police probably out there with you. Like, he got it over there. Go to him. You're like, okay, all right. We became this society now. So
that's what it's become.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't see a law like this passing at all, because it's so outlandish. Where are the people in the jail supposed to go? Jails are already crowded. People get put on death row. They sit on death row for 10, 15 years. It'll never work. That'll never work.
Yeah. Like I said, we have became a society that for something like that to work, like some type of Sharia law going on, because that's what he's indirectly spewing out his mouth. And like I said, I don't have full knowledge on the Sharia law, so don't quote me on it. But that would take the condition of this country. That would take at least 200 years. At least 200 years for that to for society to be acceptable of something like that.
I don't think it'll take that long, honestly. It didn't take Germany. It took them like good 20, 30 years for them to get fully indoctrinated. By the time World War II kicked in, because Hitler was in and out of prison in the 20s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like in the 40s. So by the time he indoctrinated all them folks to go do what they were into, 20 years, and that's back in them days with that level of sophistication. Now we at another level now, you know what I mean? We got more than TV and radio. We got TV, radio, internet, and we can contact people all over the place. They can get their smart watches, everything. So we had a whole new level where we think about how COVID went when it came to about people that wanted the shot versus the people that didn't want the shot. And if you didn't get the shot, how people was talking to people who didn't get it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you lose your job and everything.
Right. And they were talking about, and then you started to hear some people talking about like, yeah, you're potentially going to infect and kill people. So you ought to be treated like that. Like as if you're a pariah now. We need to in the house. We need to start because they were starting to go down that path. Let COVID keep going another 5 years or so. And it was like, oh, we still seeing it. We got a certain population that refused to go down with it. Watch, it probably would have easily went that way.
And that scared me too, because remember, it was a point in time when they was injecting black men with herpes.
Yeah, syphilis, yeah.
No, syphilis. I'm sorry, syphilis. And it said it was some type of flu shot, right? That's the first thing went through my mind. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna take this.
When were they doing that? That's crazy.
That's what year? I can't even pronounce it.
Back in the day,
what do you call it? The
experiment.
What do you call it? The
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee, yeah.
Project. Oh, they were putting syphilis inside of the soldiers.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. I thought time was repeating itself with that, but I said, hold on, this too broad of a thing, because white people was getting the shots too. But you notice how they were saying, oh, black people was catching it faster than white folk. Remember that? You know what I'm saying? Like they was immune to it, because you see them in partying in Florida, you know what I'm saying, not wearing masks. I'm like, hold on, they may be immune to this. Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
I
a
think
lot
I
of
read
land.
I think I read something that he was trying to pass this law after his first term in 2023. So I don't know if this is something he's still trying to do, but it's something he was pushing for while he was doing his campaigns, while he was out there campaigning.
Yeah. You know, I got mixed feelings with it because our community's been destroyed by drugs, and you know, all of us probably at one point or another glorified it directly or indirectly from afar or lived the experience. And, you know, they had documentaries out about guys like Rich Porter and Grateful Edmond and stuff like that. And they look at these guys like they're Marvel heroes. And you know, it's so hypocritical to the point where that you know, we glorify them, but we despise the government when the government are the biggest drug dealers.
yeah, they
I mean,
Right.
yeah. So I don't know. I hope he doesn't. I hope I got mixed feelings about it, man. At one point in time, I do want to see an end to this, especially this opioid epidemic, but it got to be a better way. Some way, I don't know. Got to be a better way.
No doubt.
Any final thoughts, Quan Bizzle?
Oh no, you guys took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, he chilling. So we go to what's the next topic, man? Real quick. So we go on.
You want to do top 10?
Oh, you do top 10, and then we do the Angie Stone.
Oh, that's right.
After that, rest in peace, Angie Stone. I won't go into no conspiracy theories. You know, people want to make money off of that, but we got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So, meet you guys in 2 minutes. Jammer One, where can he find you, brother?
Twitter at JAMMA_WUN. Did I say Twitter? I meant to say Instagram.
Instagram.
Instagram, yes.
It's X now.
X, okay.
Yeah. Where can they find you, Gov?
Find me Instagram, Governor Mansion, GUVNAMANSION.
Where can they find you, Quan Bizzle?
It was the Trade Balling, but now is Nostalgia Music on Instagram, all platforms, everything.
And you can find Guessillsayit, guessillsayit.com for all your merch and excessive needs, Facebook and Instagram. And we'll be back with the second segment, top 10 producers of all time. I don't know, I'm going to challenge you guys. I think 10 is too easy. Top 5.
10? I think 10 is great.
Top 5.
10 is great.
Let's go with top 5. Let's challenge the mind. Top 5.
Top 5, okay.
Top 5. All right, peace.
All right.
Ladies down just one time, you will not go home. They play around and spread